So when my family and I decided to move to North Texas, we sat down and we started throwing out different cities that we could move to. We also asked a lot of people that I knew that lived here already and asked them what city they would move to if they were going to move to North Texas, and Frisco kept coming up in every single conversation I had. That's one of the reasons we decided to move to Frisco. One of the reasons is because it's close to major cities. So if we couldn't find something to do in Frisco, there's other cities to go to that are close enough to drive that you can get there. One of those is Dallas. Dallas is only about 20 or 30 minutes from Frisco, and there are so many things that you can do once you get to Dallas. Hey y'all, if you don't already know me, my name is Rabbia and I'm a realtor in North Texas. I post new videos every week, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell so you get notified every single time I post a new video. Now let's get on to the reasons that I moved to Frisco and maybe a lot of the reasons that people are thinking about moving to Frisco. At Dealey Plaza, they have a museum that chronicles the life and legacy and everything of John F. Kennedy. That's a really cool thing to go see. Take kids, take visitors. If you have family visiting from out of town, you can go hang out there and learn a little bit more about that history. There's also the Arboretum and Botanical Gardens there. It's about 66 acres. They have all kinds of lush shrubbery, a lot of trees, and just a lot of floral displays. It's a really beautiful place to go visit. And you also have the aquarium in Dallas. So you have all kinds of animals there. As y'all know, you've got turtles, sea rays, birds, and all kinds of animals. That's a fun place to go visit too. And next you have Fort Worth. It's about 30 to 45 minutes from Frisco, so not a bad drive at all. In Fort Worth, you can see the daily cattle drives, you can see the rodeos, there's museums, there's also a lot of shopping, and then you can just kind of feel the culture there as well. The next one is Austin. It's about 3.5 hours away from here. And you've got the state capitol there. You can get a free tour of the state capitol and the grounds and the buildings around it. A lot of history there. And you also have 6th Street, which has a lot of bars and restaurants, a lot of music, so a lot of nightlife down there for adults to go see. And the next one is San Antonio. San Antonio has my heart, that's where I was raised, but it's about 4.5 to 5 hours from here. You've got the Alamo there, which is so historical, and there's so much history there. It's a really interesting place to go visit if you go to San Antonio. They also have the Riverwalk, which is gorgeous. So many restaurants down there. You can ride the little boat that goes around the river as well, and they have dinners sometimes on the boats too, so that's a really fun thing to do in San Antonio. And also for a little more history, you have 5 of the Spanish colonial missions there. Those are really interesting to go see and just take a tour of those. Another reason we picked Frisco was because of the outdoor recreation. There are tons of lakes around here. So in the summer, you can go boat riding, you can go fishing, you can go skiing, so many things you can do. There are so many trails where you can go hiking, running, biking, and some of the trails, they wind through neighborhoods, some of them just wind through parks and maybe go by a little creek and everything. There are some really, really beautiful trails out here. Another popular thing to do in Frisco is golf. You have several golf clubs here, as well as in the vicinity, so you wouldn't have to drive very far to get to one. Here in Frisco, you've got Frisco Lakes, you have the Trails of Frisco, and you also have Plantation. Those are 3 of the top ones here, and people really enjoy golfing at each of those. Then you have Hidden Cove Park here. You can go kayaking, you can go paddleboarding, you can fish there, you can camp, and you can also rent a boat or a jet ski while you're there. You also have Frisco Commons Park, where you can go fishing, hiking, biking, and they stock that lake with fish too. And then you also just have a lot of parks out here that have sculptures that are so interesting to go see. When you're driving just around town even, you're gonna see a lot of sculptures at the entrances to some of the neighborhoods, but there's several parks that have a lot of sculptures in there, and then they have little plaques that tell you what each of the sculptures is as well. If y'all are enjoying my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and click on the bell so you get notified every single time I post a new video. I post new videos every single week, so make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. The next thing is that Frisco is a family-friendly environment. I feel like no matter the makeup of your family, you're going to find something that you're going to be able to do here and enjoy. You have the Frisco Heritage Center Museum here, and it's kind of a look at the past, the present, and then the future, and there's all the historical buildings around that. They even have a wooden caboose and a steam locomotive there. And again, you have Frisco Commons Park, which we talked about just a few minutes ago, and they've got trails, hiking trails, they've got biking, they have playgrounds. and they even have disc golf. So you can picnic if you want to, or just hang out with your family while you're there. Another thing is the public library here. They just built a brand new one and it just opened a couple of weeks ago. They have a huge children's section there, and they have readings where, they'll have people dressed up in costumes and they'll come in and read to the kids. Huge section there, and an educational section for them as well. And I know a lot of people are kind of like, well, libraries, that's old school. But this has so many things there. And when little kids, a lot of them still like to go to the libraries and actually touch those books and feel them. So that's a great place to go to when you're in Frisco. And you also have the Texas Sculpture Garden, which has over 40 sculptures by local and national artists. And that's just a fun and unique way to spend a day outside with your family. Next was a strong community involvement. I feel like there are so many places to volunteer in Frisco, and there are tons of people that actually volunteer. So when I first moved here, I volunteered at Safety Town, which is the coolest place. So they do tours with the elementary school age kids every single year. So the different schools, they schedule it, they go out there and do a tour of the Frisco Safety Town, and it's attached to one of the Frisco fire stations. They have classrooms there where they teach and educate kids about safety. They have a safety house there, and they even have like a little miniature village that they have that's connected to the outside of it. You have Frisco Family Services, which is a nonprofit, and it provides aid and assistance to families that are in need here in Frisco. You can volunteer in the food pantry, you can volunteer for special events, or you can even volunteer for some type of admin things that they need done. Tons you can do to volunteer. They also have Meals on Wheels here, which is another nonprofit, and it helps seniors who are having difficulty. Maybe they can't cook the meals for themselves, so they'll deliver the meals to these elderly people. And you can help with that. You can help with cooking, you can help with delivering, or maybe again, even admin things there. And there's also Habitat for Humanity Restore, which is their store. And I know most of y'all have heard about Habitat for Humanity. So they have a store called Restore. And what they do is at the end of a lot of builds, the builder will donate leftover things to the Habitat for Humanity Restore. They get brand new things. They also have used things there, but you can, if you go, you may be able to find a brand new washer and dryer, but you can also find small things like screws and nuts and bolts and toilets and things like that. There are so many things there, and you're helping somebody in need if you go and shop there. I always tell my clients when they're looking for things when they first move into their new home, go there and see if they have it. You'll save a lot of money. It's a great place to go to. And the top reason we picked Frisco was because of the education. Frisco is one of the top ranked school districts in all of Texas. There's so many schools here, so you have much smaller classes and you have more one-on-one attention. And because the schools are smaller and the classes are smaller, it gives kids a lot more opportunities to participate in extracurricular activities. So if they went to a school where, maybe they had thousands and thousands and thousands of kids there, they might not be able to do certain extracurricular activities because somebody else has the spot. But most of the Frisco ones, you have a better chance just because they're smaller schools, smaller classes. I've also had really good experiences with the teachers in Frisco. They are so willing to come before school and help kids out. They're willing to stay after class or even after school and help kids out. They are phenomenal, and I think Frisco is definitely one of the top school districts anywhere, actually, in my opinion. So in this video, we talked about my top 5 reasons that we decided to move to Frisco. The first being that it was close to major cities, close to Dallas, Fort Worth, not too far from Austin and San Antonio as well. The second thing was the outdoor recreation. There are so many activities that you can do here in Frisco, and because we do have good weather most of the time, it gets a little cold in the winter, a little hot in the summer, but most of the time you have beautiful weather, so you can spend your time outside. The next thing we talked about was that it's a pretty family-friendly environment. So I feel like no matter the makeup of your family, there are so many things that you can do and find to do in Frisco. The next thing was a strong community involvement. There are so many opportunities for people to volunteer in Frisco and to help out the community. I loved that about Frisco. And the top reason we moved here was because of the excellent educational system. Frisco is definitely one of the top ranked school districts in all of Texas, and to me, maybe in all of the nation. Thanks so much for watching my video. If you need to reach out to me, there's a variety of ways you can. You can call me, you can text me, you can email me, whatever's easiest for you. But if you have questions, please reach out. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you, and I'm here to make your transition and your relocation to Frisco as easy and painless as possible for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.